In Benin, sacred pythons slither through temple walls, and children paddle to school through a village that floats on water. Here, kings built mud palaces that outlasted empires, while priests whisper to ancient forests where spirits never sleep. This tiny slice of West Africa hides golden beaches kissed by the Atlantic, hidden waterfalls deep in emerald jungles, and a heartbeat older than colonial flags. In a world obsessed with big names, Benin stays quiet, a secret coded in rituals, mud forts, and markets that never sleep. So, how did this overlooked nation become one of Africa's most unique treasures? And why does no one tell its story? Welcome to the global trail blazing paths across our world. Benin squeezed between giant neighbors Nigeria and Togo, yet carrying secrets they've long forgotten. A land where Dahomey warriors once carved kingdoms into red earth, where Vodun, the spirit heartbeat of West Africa, still hums through sacred forests and hidden temples. This is where villages float on lakes to escape slave traders, where python gods slither into homes at night, and where waterfalls cut through jungle silence like a blessing. From Ganvi's wooden stilts to Abomey's royal mud walls, Benin is a country that remembers even when the world doesn't. Stay with me, because under these calm waters, under these ancient trees, lies a story too wild to stay buried. But what no one expects is what still lives here, breathing between rituals and rain. Ganvi, Venice of Africa. In the heart of Benin's watery veins drifts Ganvi, Africa's hidden Venice. Here, houses stand on stilts, boats replace roads, and children learn to paddle before they can walk. Centuries ago, the Tofinu people escaped slave hunters by building this floating refuge. Their enemies feared water, so Ganvi became freedom anchored in a lake. Fishermen scatter branches under rippling waves, catching life the same way their ancestors did. Markets drift on canoes' laughter. Fish, bright fabrics bouncing on water that never stands still. In Ganvi, survival is movement, a dance with tides. Wind and stories whispered over paddles. Would you trust your life to water? Every day. For generations, but beyond these wooden stilts, Benin hides kingdoms carved in earth and crowned in legend. Royal palaces of Abomey. Deep in the beating heart of Benin stand the royal palaces of Abomey, a maze of mud walls that once sheltered kings, warriors, and secrets whispered into red earth. In the 17th century, the Fan people carved this place into power Dahomey, a kingdom that rose fierce and unyielding, its drums echoing across West Africa within 40 hectares. 12 palaces grew, each king stamping his reign into clay and wood. Bas-reliefs dance across the walls, hunters, warriors, leopards, and drums, a living mural of conquest and ritual. At its height, up to 8,000 people breathed within these walls, royal guards sharpening blades, artisans shaping thrones, priests whispering to ancestors under palm trees. Today, Abomey still stands, UNESCO stones worn but unbowed, a fortress where past and present sit shoulder to shoulder. Would you stand here, under the same sun that crowned kings and buried empires, but beyond royal gates? Benin's memory darkens into ports where chains rattled and spirits sailed west. Wydah Museum of History. By Benin's coast stands Wydah, a port city whose calm waves once carried chains across oceans inside an old Portuguese fort. The Wydah Museum of History holds echoes too heavy to drown. In the 18th century, this fort was a last stop where thousands of Africans, stolen from villages and kingdoms, were forced onto ships bound for the Americas. Brick walls that once hid muskets now shelter memories' rusted shackles. Trade maps, whispers of a trade that reshaped continents. But Wydah isn't only scars, it's survival. The museum also guards Vodun Benin's soul magic, shelves of ritual masks, carved gods, and altars alive with symbols speak of a belief older than colonial flags, deeper than chains. Here, history isn't just told, it breathes through relics and the silence between them. Would you stand on stones that watched freedom sink into waves, and spirits rise to guard what was stolen? Beyond this old fort, Benin's coast glows golden sands and ancient rites, waiting where ocean meets myth. Ouidah, Fidross Beach and Grand Popo. Past Wydah's old fort, Benin's coastline stretches wide golden sand kissed by the Atlantic. Palm trees whispering secrets older than tide charts. Fidross Beach near Cotonou hums with gentle waves and laughter drifting through coconut groves. Here, fishermen mend nets by starlight. Vendors grill fresh fish and crack coconuts open under blazing suns. Further west, Grand Popo weaves beach with legend. Once a colonial trade post, today it's a realm where ocean meets river. The Mono River snakes inland through mangroves teeming with birds and secrets. Locals say spirits ride these waves. Vodun drums call ceremonies under moonlight. Festivals paint sand in music and masks. Horse hooves drum the shore at sunset. Soccer games break out as the last sun melts into salt water. This isn't just a beach, it's a living stage where trade, ritual, and the ocean's pulse merge into one breath. Would you stand where rivers and spirits meet and let the ocean rewrite your name, but where the sea whispers? Benin's forests guard stories older still. Sacred Forest and Temple of Pythons. Step inland from Benin's golden coast, and you'll find a forest that breathes like a temple. The sacred forest of Pass, hidden in Wydah's heart, holds centuries of Vodun West Africa's living spirit. Legend says a Dahomey king, cornered by enemies, turned himself into a tree. Here his roots still twist under the canopy, feeding spirits who never left. Stone statues guard secret paths. Vines drape ancient idols. Locals slip between trunks to ask blessings, leave offerings, whisper wishes that drift into rustling leaves. Just beyond, the Temple of Pythons coils belief into something alive. Dozens of royal pythons slide freely here, sacred guardians. Not feared, but honored. By night, they slither through town, slipping under doorways. If one curls beside you as you sleep, it's not a curse, it's luck. Here, faith isn't silent. It hisses, it roots, it watches. Would you share your home with spirits and serpents and thank them when they come? But beyond trees and scales, Benin's story climbs hills, hides in fortresses made of mud and dreams. Tata Somba houses, Bukum and Natingu. Far from Benin's beaches and forests, the north rises into green hills and fortress villages where walls don't just shelter. They defend a way of life in Bukum and Natingu. The Batamariba people build Tata Somba houses, mud brick fortresses crowned with round towers and rooftop terraces that touch the sky. These homes stand like tiny castles, thick walls to keep out heat by day, traps for warmth by night, small doorways that once turned raiders away. Families gather on rooftops to dry millet, share stories, sleep beneath endless stars. Chuku beer foams in gourds. Songs drift through dusk, every stone pressed by hands that remember old ways. These villages aren't frozen museums. They live, breathe. Rituals, dances, markets humming with color and barter. Look closer and you'll see the Tata is more than shelter. It's memory built in clay, a fortress for identity. Would you sleep behind fortress walls, not of fear, but pride? But when sun scorches these lands, Benin's waterfalls roar their secrets into green silence. Kota, falls and Tanougou, falls. When Benin's sun burns dry plains into gold, the hills answer with falling water, hidden veins of life slicing through green silence. Kota falls, wrapped in thick jungle, tumbles down ancient rocks into clear pools that shimmer like liquid jade. Birds flicker through mist, tree roots coil into the wet earth, a place where even heat must kneel before cool breath. Nearby, Tanougou Falls roars softer, but runs all year a secret oasis near Penjari's wild heart. Local tribes believe these waters carry spirits, blessings that wash worries away, secrets whispered back to the land. Here, the air hums with the hush of flowing time. Kids leap from rocks. Elders trace stories in foam. Every drop remembers rituals, old songs sung to rivers that never stand still. Would you stand barefoot where water heals and legends ripple beneath the surface, beyond the splash and green hush? Benin's pulse quickens in markets alive with barter and art, breathing in every hand. Dantokpa Market and Artisan Center. If Benin's forests whisper and waterfalls sing, its markets roar like a heartbeat you can hold in your hand. Dantokpa Market. 20 hectic hectares of colors, scents, and songs echoing through Cotonou's veins. Here, thousands pour in at dawn stalls overflow with bright fabrics, spices, sizzling street food. Voices rise in a dance of bargaining. From tailors promising new suits to herbalists offering secrets of voodoo packed in leaves and bone. Beyond the noise, the Artisan Center hums with quieter magic, an open-air gallery where masks come alive under chisels. Bronze figures catch the sun, and wax prints bloom like wildflowers on wooden tables. Each carved face, each patterned cloth, tells a story older than borders, handmade echoes of kingdoms, clans, and rituals that refuse to fade. Would you carry a piece of Benin home, not just a souvenir, but a living memory shaped by calloused hands? Because beyond the final sale and last handshake, Benin's soul stays stitched to the land, waiting for you to listen. In the end, Benin isn't just floating villages or fortress huts. It's living proof that secrets can outlast empires. From pythons slipping through moonlit streets to waterfalls hiding blessings in green shadows, this small nation holds a heartbeat too wild to cage. Here, every paddle stroke on Ganvi's lake, every drum echo in Abomey's courtyards, every chisel tap at the Artisan Center says one thing: we are still here. So, would you wander a village built on water, or stand silent while sacred snakes slither by your feet? Drop a comment, Benin soul, if you would. And if Benin opened your eyes, wait until you uncover Algeria's secrets, where the Sahara kisses the sea. Click and follow the trail. Welcome to the Global Trail, where we blaze paths across our world.